We're live.
Let me confirm the stream first. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to New York City Council's remote committee hearing on cultural affairs, libraries, and international intergroup relations. Everyone, please turn on your videos at this time. Silence all electronic devices. All written testimony can be submitted to testimony@council.nyc.gov. Thank you. Chairperson Osei, we are ready to begin.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I am Council Member Chi Osei, Chair of the Committee on Cultural Affairs, Libraries, and International Intergroup Relations. Today, the committee will vote on two pieces of legislation related to the mounting humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. First, a pre-considered resolution sponsored by Councilmember Hudson in relation to condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine and calling upon Congress and President Joseph Biden to increase and expand the severity of sanctions imposed on Russia. And second, a pre-considered resolution sponsored by Councilmember Vernikov in relation to expressing support for Ukraine. And Councilmember Vernikov, I do want to acknowledge, was born in the country of Ukraine, and this resolution is dear to her heart. It has been nearly 2 weeks since Russia invaded Ukraine, and the world has watched as Russian President Putin continued to do so. Since then, he has escalated his invasion and is attacking on all fronts. More than 1.5 million refugees have left Ukraine, but not everyone can leave, and the toll on civilians is increasing. As chair of the Committee on International Intergroup Relations, I thank my colleagues, Council Members Hudson and Vernikov, for bringing these issues to our collective awareness and combating the idea that there is nothing we can do. Ina, I know that you were born and raised in Ukraine, and my heart and best wishes go out to you and your family especially. Before we move to the vote, I would like to thank my staff, including Naomi Hopkins, my Chief of Staff, and May Vutrapong-Bitana, my Legislative Director. Additionally, thank you to the committee staff for their work in preparing this hearing and working on the legislation, including Brenda McKinney, our Legislative Counsel, Christy Dwyer, our Legislative Policy Analyst, and Alia Ali, Principal Financial Analyst. Finally, I also want to acknowledge committee members who are present: Councilmember Hudson, Councilmember Joseph, Councilmember Hanif, Councilmember Farias, Councilmember Louis, Councilmember Ung, and Councilmember Dinowitz, as well as Councilmember Moya. Thank you all for being here. And I think we are ready for the vote. Billy, please take it away.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Cultural Affairs. Two pre-considered resolutions. Items are coupled. Chair Osei.
Thank you. So I do want to explain my vote before we move on. The invasion of Ukraine is a cruel and unjustified act of aggression. It is characterized by countless crimes against humanity, perpetrated by Russia and its soldiers against the Ukrainian people. And it has increased and caused a grave human rights crisis. No human being deserves to be displaced from their homes or be casualties of war. Refugees fleeing from these Russian atrocities must be offered asylum. At the same time, the United States and its allies must extend the same generosity and goodwill that they offer Ukrainians to refugees from across the world. Yes, we need to open our doors to Ukrainians fleeing the war in their homeland. So too must we welcome Haitian refugees who were instead met with ICE agents on horseback, brutalizing them at the border, and Syrian refugees who, like the Ukrainians, seek sanctuary from war. We also need to ensure that African students who are fleeing Ukraine are able to find refuge. The approach we are taking to Ukrainian refugees is noble, and I'm warmed to see the nations of the world extend this welcome to the victims of Russia's bloodthirsty war. We must take the same approach to Black and brown people fleeing identical circumstances. I condemn Vladimir Putin's ruthless aggression and call on our state and federal leaders to take stronger action to weaken his army and his hand. I stand steadfastly in solidarity with the proud Ukrainian people. I vote aye on all.
Thank you. Moya.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Lewis.
I vote aye, and I would like to thank both bill sponsors for carrying this out, and I would like to be added to both resolutions. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you. Dinowitz.
I want to thank Council Members Hudson and Vernikoff for these very important resolutions, and I proudly vote aye.
Thank you. Farias.
I vote aye, and I would like to thank my colleagues, Councilmember Hudson and Vernikoff, for putting these in, and I'd like to be added to them, as well as just reiterating all the words that Chair Osei expressed. Thank you.
Thank you. Hanif.
I vote aye on all, and thank you, Chair Osei, for your powerful remarks on both resolutions, and thank you, Councilmember Hudson and Vernikoff, for your work on this.
Thank you. Hudson.
Aye, and thanks to everyone for your support, and especially to Chair Osei for your remarks. You took the words right out of my mouth, so I won't say anything further, but I appreciate you sharing your sentiments. Thank you.
Thank you. Joseph.
Good morning, all. Good morning, colleagues. Thank you, Chair Osei, for your powerful words. Like Crystal said, I was about to say all of that, but I can't, but I support that. Thank you, Councilmember Hudson and Vernikoff, for standing tall with the people of Ukraine and all the other immigrants that needed a voice today. Thank you, Chair Osei. I vote aye on all.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilmember Ung.
I vote aye on all.
Thank you. By a vote of 9 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, both items have been adopted by the committee. Mr. Chair, that is a full committee.
Amazing. Do I gavel out now, or? Well, thank you all for coming this morning, and I will gavel